Hi guys, good evening. Just one second, I'm mm, trying to set up my both laptops. I really don't like this new way of YouTube to hide the chat underneath. This, I don't like it. Anyways, let me share the screen. Let's get started. Okay, so I have people joined in. Hi Saurabh, hi Joe, hi Vasudha, hi Mitchell, hi Vikram, hi Rahul, Ganesh, Raghu, Sovraj, Shiv, Gregory, Chermi, Vivek, Neil. Hi guys, good evening. So today was a day of CPI, and to my expectation, it came almost there. Like I was expecting 6.6, it came to 6.5, and it didn't know what to do. Like market whole day uh, did up and down and was not sure what needs to be done. It suddenly dropped to 39.50 in the morning once those numbers were out, and then gauged itself that yes, these numbers are in line and inflation has definitely come down. So let's go up. It popped then 50, 60 points, and then it keep on like doing up and down between a certain range. And specifically, some of the stocks did come up really well, especially the chip stocks from the bottom to the day high. And some stocks like Apple and Microsoft, they struggled in a range. And that's why we were not able to do push from that specific zone. So now again, we need to see uh, where do we go from here? Like we again, like still in the choppy zone, but we need to see whether the JPM earnings or other bank earnings provide us a market direction. Right now, market is not ready to go down and market is not ready to break out either. And as a result, all the beaten down stocks, they ran pretty good in last 2 days. And let's start our daily scan and see where we are. Uh, so I will start from my inside day scan. So we only have FedEx ITSI. So ITSI is in my list. Uh, yes. So it's in the list. So it's inside day. And ES and NQ both having inside day currently because we are in a very tight range. So ES is also inside day and NQ is also inside day. Okay, let me just make a note. Just delete this. Inside day, NQ inside day. Okay, so this is our list. I'm not changing anything as of now. This looks all right, unless something critical comes in. I'll add or remove more tickers into this list. Otherwise, it looks okay because it keeps me focused. All right. And in case anybody has any questions, any queries, and they want to discuss, I'll be sharing the Zoom link in the YouTube chat later. I would welcome you if you want to join in and share your thoughts. Or if you have any queries, you want to share a screen, you want to discuss any settings on your chart and anything, I'll keep 10 to 15 minutes for that. All right, so let's get started. Let's start from ES first. So ES, if you see right here, ES was able to break out of this long-term trend zone last time when we discussed, and it had the next resistance, which was 3995. This is the resistance, which is 3995. And in my chart, I'm using Fibonacci levels, regression channel, and I'm using 12 and 34 EMA. I'm not using anything more than that. So if you are worried about any fancy indicators or this and that, no, I trust the price and candle shows me the price. All right. And I try to see the patterns in the candle and try to use and make the levels. Just try to keep it simple. So one thing which is pretty clear is this is a rounding base, right? And whenever we have a rounding base and we try to go up, there's a very high possibility that we may continue to move up from here. Okay, so in that case, what we need is we need a clarity. We need a clarity where should we go long and where should we go short. So right now we are at an important juncture, which is 3995. Till the moment we are holding this 3995 and we can cross this area. I'll show you from the dollars from my annotations. I'm sliding my screen a little bit. Just watch this. I'm starting right from here. See, this was the top, 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 base, again rejected, bottom, close, came base, base, and today it also came into that place. So this has been acting as a resistance, like we were trying to go up here in all these pieces. So it was acting as a resistance, and then it was a magnet. It's not allowing it to go higher. It's dragging it back. If we try it, it's dragging it back and taking it down. So again, we are at this important juncture. So I would only go long if I can cross above this blue horizontal line. I will check by drawing the dollar number, what is the average price which is coming here. So this should be my stop loss because I am in a positive territory. My 12 EMA is doing higher than my 34 EMA. I am above the resistance trend line, which is 1 plus positive. So what should I look? I should look that I want to go up and I need a confirmation. So let's see what's that confirmation number. So I'm going here and considering like this, it comes out to be 40, 15, 40, yeah, 40, 15, 14 area. So in this case, my ES, yes, it's positive, right? Because 12 and 32 are there. And currently, if you see, we are making an inside day on ES. So I'm not going to consider this because it's a future thing and future may go up or down in the market, like in the late hours or early hours in the morning. So this is not a concrete area. So where should I buy? First, what are the positive? 12 EMA greater than 34 EMA. Okay. Second thing, closed above resistance of 3995, rounding it off. And again, if we lose 3995, we can potentially make a evening star pattern because this is a rounding bottom. If we go, the good support comes right here at this zone. This zone. If we lose this 3995, I do not have any support whatsoever. Even if you look here, there was no support. So if I lose it, the next support is 3930. So we did made a higher high, higher low today. So I'll keep a note of that. We did made a higher high, higher low. So all these things are making positive. So my buying area is I want to buy above 14.15 or 40.15. My stop loss is 3,995. So it's 20 point there. My target will be this area, which is 40.40. So my first target will be 40.40. And again, this is the aggression channel top end. So it's going to be tough area to cross. And then a Fibonacci level of 38.2, which is 40.75. So I think it's going to be tough. So I'm still keeping it 50% because I am not sure where this thing will move. So my bias is still 50 towards ES. On the short side, I want to sell as soon as I lose 3,995. My stop loss will be 4,005. And between 4,005 to 4,015, that's a very choppy zone. I do not want to touch that. So here I will see where did I find the support last time. So I go back into my chart, look at the price action. So you see right here, again, the same thing which we've did. This is the area where we found the support. The support, the resistance. So this comes around 3960. So 3960. And then the 12 EMA, which came into the support, which is trading right now 3932. So rounding it off to 3930. So that's the area for ES. Okay. And in case we lose 3995, so there is a potential evening star which will be more prominent going into the next week if breaks 3995. All right, that's ES. Now let's go to NQ. Now NQ is same thing, but one thing which is different is 34 EMA is leading the 12 EMA. It has shown some momentum, like it almost came up from 10,750 to today 11,600. Like 650 was my target. So it's looking like strength, but if you look at the data which is in front of you, which is 34 EMA is still leading the 12 EMA. They're converging towards each other, but still there is some time. So if I have to go long, I need to keep 11,375. Again, when you are creating or looking at the stop, look at the price action. Look at these tops: 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at these bottoms: 1, 2, 3, 4. They are somewhere in this zone, right? In this line, somewhat up down. So this should provide a decent support. So I'll consider this as 400, 11,400. So my QQ is positive. I want my stop loss as 11,400. If I am long or I want to buy above 11,470. I want to buy above 11,470. Why I'm doing that? Look at these three candles. I'm just going to increase the size of the screen. This is open. This is like the close of NQ on 11th of January. This is open. So this open and close, whenever you have them very tightly, it shows some level of strength. It is not going to be there all the time, but whenever they are in sync, like there's no morning gap or something in terms of prices, then it's really good. So this should provide a good area to enter. If we go below, then it will remain choppy. So there's no point to enter. We should enter only above this area. What should be our target? 11,650 is there. No. One more thing we need to understand that with CPI, right, and with all the Fed speakers, 11,930 is the next target. So there's no inside day here. Yeah, there's no comment on this. So with CPI, I want to make thing very clear that CPI came as 6.5, and it is giving a decent wiggle room to Federal Reserve FOMC committee that yes, the higher interest rates is definitely bringing inflation down, and they agree that yes, the next rate hike may be 25 basis point instead of 50 basis point. Like right now, I assume that that's about 75 to 80% possibility. And there's also a possibility that they may not even do a March hike. So that will be really positive for the market, because market, as we were discussing on the space last night, marketing, the Fed bonds were not the Fed, the bonds were suggesting that Fed will not go more than 4.9%. And today it kind of agreed. And that's why the dollar went down substantially and gold and silver both went higher. So if Fed remains consistent with this thought process and increase 25 basis point, I think we certainly going to have some good earnings coming up, and market will have some strength to carry forward into 4,200, 4,300 range. But again, it all depends on the price action. If we lose certain levels, we will have to respect that, and we need to take a direction based on it. But looking at the CPI number, this is what is like come into the thoughts. So going into the short side, I want to short below 11. Uh, I want to short below 34 EMA, which is 11,325. So 11,325. Stop loss is 11,400. My target will be 265, which is the 12 EMA, and then 11,068. 11,265, 11,068. So these are the levels for NQ. Now I'm going to do the triple Q. Triple Q, like last time we discussed, we could hit 280, so it's almost there. Same logic, 34 EMA is still leading and 12 EMA is lagging, because NQ and triple Q are like the future and the ETF of NDX. So they should go hand in hand. Now the support is really good at 275 and 277. So in case I have to find like the same logic, this area, come on, this area has provided certain support. So if I have to go long, I should keep this as my support, which is 277.50. So I will go and mark this as my stop loss for long 277.5. I want to buy above 280. I want to buy above today's high 280. My target will be 284.5, 284.5, and then 291. 291. It's on the positive side. And on the short side, if I lose it, 2775, then I'm gonna go short below 277.5. Stop loss will be 280. My target will be 274, which is a 34 EMA, which has been tested twice back to back, and then 271.50, or the breakout zone 269.50. So 269.5. So we covered all the indexes which we wanted to. Now I want to cover the tickers. So let's start with Apple. So Apple has recaptured the 12 EMA. It's holding above the 61.8 Fibonacci level, and it's like in between the 34 and 12. So it's not in a decisive state. Now, I would do one thing, and if you look at the chart, it's testing the 12 EMA right here, right here. So this is really positive. So I want to keep that as my stop loss, but I want it to come in this range so that I can buy. I don't want to rush for Apple, and most likely it should give me an opportunity. I would only go short if it loses the 12 EMA. If it loses 12 EMA, then I have more downside targets for Apple. So Apple is still neutral because it's has not broken out above the area. So stop loss is 131.75, which is this number, and roughly near to the 12 EMA. And I want to buy it in the range. I want to buy the dip on Apple. Buy in 132 to 133 area. My target will be 34 EMA, which is 135.50. And then they are back-to-back resistance. After 135.50, we have the Fibonacci level, which is 136.65. 136.65. No, again, the market is choppy, so I'm still giving Apple a weak tally. It's a little hard for Apple. So it's 40% on the short side. I want to go below the 12 EM. 12 EM is 131. So I'm going to go below 131. And my targets are now 128.75, 128.75, and 124.75. So these two are my targets on Apple. So 131 is really, really good area of support for Apple. AMD, AMD, I've been positive in last couple of days. And again, it tested 34 EMA today. I personally went long in AMD and did some good trade on that with my friend. Again, it's a rounding pattern, creating a base. And now what we need to do is we need to see whether we can clear this resistance zone or not. Now, 68, 69 is really, really good area for AMD as support. And it's right now, it's almost 2.5% above that 68, 69 zone. It's converging towards 12 EMA leading the 34 EMA, but it has not yet happened. So we'll keep an eye, but the momentum in AMD is really, really good. In case there is a dip, I would love to buy that dip. My stop loss in AMD will be 69 now. There's 69. I would love to buy anything between 69 and 70. 69 to 70 range. If it dips down and comes, only then I'm buying. Or if it crosses the next level of resistance. So 71 was 72. Yeah, 72. 72 is the next area of resistance now. So 72, if it crosses, possibility of 74.5 is there. Also, it's inside day breakout. It's inside day breakout and it will be continuation. So inside day, upside up, breakout, continuation. Either it goes above 72 or it comes in this range, only then I'm going to buy this. So we have Penny and Ajay. Hi, guys. Amazon. Amazon did my targets for 95, 96. And you see, it hit 96 right there. Couldn't cross. Same thing. It couldn't cross right here. Maybe third time is the charm. So let's see. Amazon, my goal was it opened and it runs, but it has opened a gap here, opened a gap. So keep in mind, if there is something wrong, some negative news somewhere, these two gaps are still open. If these gaps are open and we cross above this trend line, I think we are going to fill the gap for the earnings from last time. Last time the earning gap is right there, which is 109, because this gap was, come on, this is the gap. So this was the gap and we lost the long-term trend line. So we tried to regain this long-term trend line, and then we should fill the gap before the earnings. So I'm very much positive on Amazon. I've recommended Amazon in the last 2-3 days at 85, 86. I've told to buy Amazon on a dip. It did that, and since then it has remarkably moved. If you have missed, don't worry. It's going to give you one more opportunity to go. Keep an eye on this trend line. If it breaks, there's a massive opportunity for Amazon to fill the gap before the earnings. So in this case, now my stop loss is 92.50. 92.50. That was my target. So that is my stop loss. Now again, I want to buy this in this range. If it comes to 93 to 94 point or 93 to 95, if it comes in this range, I'll be a buyer. And what will be my targets? My targets will be to clear this trend line for tomorrow. It should be 97.50. 97.50. And this was the ticker which was having a 70% on Wednesday night when we did this. And it did really, really well. 101.65. So I'm going to reduce it to 60% because for me, it hasn't done its job. Now it's facing the resistance. So yeah. So I would love to see it break it up on the higher side and fill the gap. Penny, I will talk to you all. I'm going to share the Zoom link once I'm done with the plan, and then we can talk if anybody has any questions. Because if I try to do the chat now, I will lose my focus, and it's going to be like it's already late for most of the people here on the East Coast. So give me a few minutes. BA, BA mentioned in my Telegram channel at 2:11 that it's looking really good. After its news, it's not breaking this zone. So this zone has provided some really good support to BA. Come on. So this was a previous resistance. If you look at the screen, this was previous resistance, and it's this zone has provided a good support. It tried to break down a couple of times, but no, it kept. The airline industry is doing well. It's a massive W, which is right there. I am very much hopeful the earnings coming from BA will be massive. And after a very long time, since I think 2019, BA has struggled. I think this is the year for BA. I've been recommending this from 140, 150 area. It's almost 220. So now, if we cross this, there are a few hurdles. If we can cross them before earnings, I think we're going to make really, really good move on BA. And sometimes, like, I do not give long-term calls, but 2 days back, I talked about Lucid Motors and I talked about Meta. Lucid Motor long-term call went really, really high. Like if it's Lucid Motors right there, I talked about January 2025 call, which was at 2. Now it went to 265. That's almost 25% return in 2 days. And that too a call for almost 2 years down the line. So same thing is for BA. I expect a very good number from BA in this earnings. So I expect it to move briskly after that. If we cross 218, 219 area, I think we are back in the game and we'll have much more area for BA to cover. All right. So coming back, my stop loss will be 211 212 area now, and I would like to buy BA above today's high. So BA is definitely positive. Short and rise didn't work, so it's out. I'm gonna clear this up. So I want to buy BA or buy above 215. My target will be 219, 223, 226. BA is really, really strong. No point fighting the trend. Same thing is with Caterpillar. People were just trying to short Caterpillar. Caterpillar is making new highs, 52-week highs all the time. So no point fighting the trend unless you see something too short, but do not fight the trend. Stop loss was 212. Baba, Baba, I've been recommending short for last 2 days, and it's struggling at 115 area. Now it's an inside day. If it loses one, like it almost came down. So if it loses like 112 now, 112, 113, I think we should go sell more. Sell below 112.50. And I'll not be surprised if we come back and hit this 105. You remember we have a 12 EMA, which is far away from the candle, and it's a Fibonacci level. There's no support whatsoever because the price action was like directly uh, vertical. So now we need to find the support. We need to have some base consolidation. That will happen either the EMA go up or the candle comes down. So I'm most likely thinking candle should come down. EMA will be slower to catch up because this was an exponential move. So most likely 105, 106 is somewhere they will meet and will look really, really good at that time. So I'm still looking to short Baba, and 105 is my target. I'm improving my stop loss to 114. CRM, CRM like for last 2 days was negative based on the commentary, but what it has done, it has turned positive. The 12 EMA has gone up, 34 EMA has been now lagging. It means the near term price action has been really positive, and it has crossed the long term resistance line in one, two, three, fourth attempt, and it's making a hammer really, really positive. Now 146.75 is a good stop loss on BA, and we want to buy above 148, 149. So right now it's about 149. It's a really good price area for CRM. I would like to see if it cross 150 and then open up for 156, 157 area. I just need to do so CRM is breakout candidate. So tomorrow, if we have to do a trade, I would pick CRM. So I'm including it's positive. My stop loss is now 140. This will be my stop loss. 148 will be my stop loss. And I would like to buy around 150, buy above 150. It's a hammer on daily plus. So whenever you see these kind of setups, that's where you go with higher number of lots. But this has really good potential to break out, and when the breakout happens, it gives you good return on risk. Google, same thing with Google. I've been suggesting Google at 85, 86 to buy. It has crossed 34 EMA, close at 91, so it's doing pretty good job for now. I think it has potential to hit 96 and 100 before the earnings. Uh, so I'm gonna be really optimistic. It's like inverted head and shoulders. If you see on a slant, it's not a clean one, but if you respect it, like this is shoulder one, this is the head, and this is the shoulder. This was rejection, like the line, if you want to draw, this is the line which is coming. So this is high possibility we have a good move coming out in Google. Okay. So 91 is a good area for Google to make amends. So Google is positive. 91 is the stop loss. Target is 95 and 96. 80. So target is 90. Let's keep 94, 96, 75. Where should I buy? I should buy above because it's making higher high, higher low, which is also positive. Higher high, higher low. Above 34 EMA. Took rest. So now I want to buy above 92. Then we have ITSI. ITSI is already hit my target of 133. And it's right there. We've been talking about ITSI right here for the breakout that yes, it can hit 133. And this was right in the target as well, 133. So it's struggling at 133. Uh, uh, went down. There's a gap. I would like to fill this gap on ITSI. So I'll be a buyer on dip. If ITSI goes down around 128, 129, I'll be a buyer. So ITSI, I'm reducing it to neutral. Now my stop loss will be 125, which is the 12 EMA, 125.50. Buying the dip if you get to 127 to 129. If we can get this, then there's high potential. And it's an inside day as well. So breakout is possibility. Or breakdown is possible. I really want to fill the gap. Then we have PayPal, P by PL. After a long time, it's broken out of that zone. Cross 80 today. So its long-term trend is positive for uh, PayPal. Oh, I missed inverted head and shoulders on Google. Inverted head and shoulders. So PayPal is also inverted head and shoulders. Stop loss should be 78.50 now. Buy above or buy like 79.50. The levels are still the same. It's positive. Boom. Meta had a massive breakout after a very long time. And I really think Meta is something like Meta has regained the long-term trend line after a very long time. 137 was my target. It hit 137 and closed right next to it. Now, this should have really good momentum towards 145. Now, where we can struggle at 140 now. So stop loss is, I'll do the piercing 135. So Meta is positive, stop loss is 135, buy above 137, 139.50, and 145. So it is an important for break, and I mentioned specifically it is the best one for the CPI. And you see, it really run really good. I do not do those fancy meme stocks which run massive. I do these simple stocks, and they're good for me. So Microsoft back-to-back hammers, and it moved really good. It came to a area where it has the gap which it has filled, but it has also come to an important resistance area, which is 239.50. Again, these are all Fibonacci levels. 239.50 placed for over a year now, tested that and stopped there. we need to see if we can have a breakout about this. If we break about 239.50, we'll have massive potential. Stop loss is very small now, which is the 34 EMA, which is 238.50. $1 stop loss, and there's a massive potential for Microsoft. CRM is moving, Microsoft will also move. So 238.50 is my stop loss. Buy above 240, I'll just clean it. 240. Target area is this, which is 245, and then 251. Important resistance area. Netflix, I'm positive for last few days, and we are trading Netflix in my channel as well. So Netflix again inside day breakout and a hammer. Again, it's above this long-term resistance line, and 333 was the gap. Yes, 333.22 was the gap, and today's high was 333. So 25 cents gap is there. I think that gap will be filled and it will continue to hit this long-term channel. Right now, it like, as I said, it's going up, coming down, going up, coming down, going up, coming down. So it will continue to 340, and then earnings are like really difficult to predict. And Netflix has earnings next week. So I still feel 340 is a good area for Netflix. If it dips down now to 328, 329, I'll be a buyer. So my stop loss for Netflix is 326. If it comes down to 328.29, I'll be a buyer. These are the two targets. Nvidia. Nvidia did my target of 166 today. Above 158, I mentioned it's sticking out. So this really looks good. People will call it cup and handle, but it's not cup and handle. It's not a cleaner version, but yes, it's somewhere near to cup and handle on Netflix, on Nvidia. So 165, 160 is a good area because it's a bull flag as well. You see, we had a base, we respected this 141, and then we created this bull flag, and we are breaking out of that bull flag. So 168 to 180 is on the horizon for Nvidia. Stop loss should be 160 to 162.5. So stop loss should be 162.5. Again, I would like to see a dip, and I would like to buy in 163 to 164 area. 166, 168, and then 173. And then they break out. It's positive. That's why like I gave NQ and QQQ positive because I'm considering all these stickers as positive. Tesla, uh, I think it will bounce now. It's recaptured back to back, has a hammer, uh, potential to test 130. If it crosses 130, 145 is on the horizon. So we need to see tomorrow 128. Stop loss is 122. Stop loss is 122. Sell below 122. Buy above 123 or 124. Target is 127.50. 131. All right, guys. So this is what I wanted to cover. Let me share my Zoom link. please join in. If you have any questions, if you have any doubts, I'm more than happy to reply to you. And yes, Penny, you can come and speak now. Anybody who wants to join in, please come in and speak. Hi, Sridham. Hi, Ike. Hi, Patel. Hi, Ajay. Expedia. See, Expedia, give me 1 second. Let me just, come on. Saurabh is in. So EXPE. Expedia is running back to back because airlines are providing a really good guidance that yes, people are traveling, and as a result, more people are traveling. They will have much more business from Expedia, so it's looking positive. And they have come to a point that these companies look much better, and probably in the next year, along with airlines, cruises, and companies like Boeing, this should work out. So this is looking good. It needs to cross 105, and if it does, look at the chart. 105, 106 area, it has struggled. So if it does, there are some gaps which needs to be filled. Hi, Saurabh. I cannot hear you, Saurabh. It's very hard to hear you.
Is it good now, Paji?
Very clear. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So what I was asking like is are we out of bear zone because most of the tickers, right, has seen their bottom, and like now we are clear
See,
what will be the
again,
interest.
that's something I am not in a position to answer. Beer zone,
Okay.
like that's something which is a wishful thinking. We are still in the beer market. We are trying to move. We have like tried multiple times, and even
Mhm.
today, like 3995 is a 200 DMA as well, and massive resistance, and we
Mhm.
couldn't cross it at the
Mhm.
close, right? We struggled around that. So unless and until we have some decisive move, plus the companies are giving good guidance, the
Yeah.
companies are saying that yes, we are getting more business, we are increasing our margins. That's not happening. Companies are
Mhm.
cutting down on the guidance. Companies are struggling to provide. They're cutting down onto salaries. They're laying off. So there's no bottom for that as of now.
Okay.
Bottom will become once, like, I don't know what's your perspective of thinking about bottom, but this is not bottom.
Okay. So what I thought, like now we know what will be the interest rate hike and all that. Plus this quarter, right, we are expecting all giants to give a good year. So that will push ES and all that tickers
How?
back to the.
See, supposedly you are a company, right? You
Mhm.
have a long-term debt. Previously, you were paying at 2%. Now you have to pay at 6%. How will you come cover that?
Mhm. Right.
See, the impact of the higher interest rate is yet to be felt by the economy. Right now, because
Yeah.
the companies are paying higher wages, people are able to manage it. But companies
Yeah.
are struggling. Like, why they are laying off people? Why they're cutting down on the areas where they were working? Because they are losing margins.
Yeah. 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 So that was all, Raji. Like I was just thinking, after today's CPI, now we all know that what will be the interest rate hikes and all that.
Saurabh, you can try based on that thinking and see how it goes. Don't invest 100%, try with 10% and see if it works or not.
Yeah, that's right. So, Paji, what I was thinking, I was asking this question for the long-term lips.
See, again,
For,
Saurabh, I've told everybody since 2020, there is no theory of a long-term leap. That was a remarkable year where every Tom, Dick, and Harry became an expert and called for leaps. because market just went parabolic. There was no control. Try
Exactly.
leaps now, you will regret. I've been
Yeah,
saying
but
this for last 2 years. Even
okay.
now, try it.
Okay.
This market may not even go to 5,000 in next 3 years. Try your leaps.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I will do, I will just Paji, like I will just add it in my watch list and let's see how it will
Yeah,
go.
keep an eye. Keep an eye.
Yeah.
Do not invest full all in. Just
Yeah.
invest maybe 10% of what you want and see if it works out or not. But in
Right.
my
Right.
experience, in my thought process, no, we see in next few years we may not even see the newer highs.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be possible also, Paji.
So all the long-term leaps will be done. You need to be very stock specific in this market for a long-term leap.
Right.
Like, did you expect Caterpillar to be 300? No, but it can. Do you expect
Yeah.
going to be 400 by 2025? Definitely yes.
Yeah.
So do you think Microsoft will be back to 400, 300?
No,
Very
not
difficult.
really, Paji.
Very
Yeah,
difficult.
difficult. Yeah, exactly.
So you have to be very stock specific for the leaps and get that thing out of your mind.
Okay.
I believe you have lost enough
Yes, 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 Paji. That's what like it was just my like thinking. So I thought just wanted to clear
thinking
my
brings
mind.
in the decisions, right? When you
Yeah,
think like that, you will itch to do something. And once you start itching, you will make the trade.
yeah, yeah. That's true, Paji.
So that's why sometimes I become hard on saying this, but my intent is very clear. Do not lose.
Yeah, yeah. That's true, Paji.
All right.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Thank you. Thank you, Paji.
Yes, Vivek.
Uh, Hi, Navaldeep. I have few questions. One is regarding the bond buyback. What Bank of Japan आज फिर से किया है शाम को. Today evening it has done
See,
again.
bond buyback from Japan is a very small, tiny amount.
Okay.
And it's trying to provide liquidity in the Japan market only to control Japanese yen.
So can like just regular question. Like generally they can buy the same stocks, right? Apple, Microsoft, and these ones
See, when
with
they're
the
doing the bond, again, like you need to understand, bond money directly does not come into the equity. It is channelized through different medium and then eventually it comes to the equity. But when you are buying a bond to manage the currency, then that money remains in that. So it doesn't go out.
okay
Now,
because
Bank
like
of Japan is trying to manage because they still have zero interest rates. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to manage their currency so that it does not depreciate against dollar. So when they try to buy the bonds, then it means that they're trying to improve the Japanese yen against dollar.
okay. But it is also making like these stocks little again overvalued, right? We know that like they are overvalued, they are going down. But again, इनका value बढ़ रहा है ना, like so I was just
You're
asking
just
like how will it
mixing
affect?
two things to the. See,
Okay.
again, you need to understand there's investment which will be done on regular basis, like from your 401k. There will be new investors, there will be funds who will be investing. So there will be always money to invest. Now, with Fed cutting down on the balance sheet or reducing their balance sheet, they'll try to offset your buying with their selling of assets. Okay, when they're trying to sell their assets, it will reduce the liquidity from the market because now that money will go back to them. So when you're trying to invest in the asset, it's going to offset the economy. So the net new investment will be low. All right. So
Okay.
in this case, the valuation will start to matter, but there will be still investment going into these valuations.
Okay. Okay. And I have one more this one Norway. Like I want to share my chat, just like my
So,
small observation. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that.
can we do that after I speak to someone else?
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
sure.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, Sonu.
Hi, Naval bhai, two questions for you. One is lot of stocks are positive. So which are your two highest conviction plays for tomorrow?
I just said CRM and Meta.
Okay. And secondly, with tomorrow being tomorrow being Friday before the long weekend, do you think there is any chance of sell-off? Because people may try to sell before
Again,
the.
so I just told the levels. If we go below 3915, there's a possibility we end up at 3960. That's 1% move. That's a sell-off. So you need to keep the price in the mind. Don't just feel that there will be a sell-off, or don't try to predict. Just react. If the ES is this, I need to do this piece. If ES is this, I need to do this piece. That's it. Keep it very simple. Do not think, just follow the numbers.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
No problems. Yes, Vivek. Now you can share your screen. I'm going to make you a presenter for now, and you can share. Let me check if somebody is posting. Delta, I'll check Kaushik Delta. Do you think inflation and housing price control? Inflation and housing price control, that's, I don't know what do you mean by that. Media, I'm enjoying watching a bit of chatting again. Really, very cool. Thank you for that. Yes, so I can see your screen.
Yeah, these are my levels on ES Naval bhai. So for example, this is the recent downtrend, like the last downtrend. हमारा ये आने के बाद. So it went down. I drew one retracement, and while going up, it perfectly got rejected at 50% of the previous retracement. And while coming down also, I was thinking, okay, how much down will it go? So I drew a retracement from bottom to top,
It
and
should
then
come to 38.2%.
it came to 50%, Naval bhai.
Okay.
So, just I wanted to understand like the importance of 50%. Is it the one which gives like, yes, this wave is like it is going in, it is breaking the trend. So, for example,
No. See,
okay,
you need to understand. There's certain thresholds. Like, it should not break below 61.8. So anything between 60 to 38.2 is a good retracement in wave one. So when
okay,
you're learning about elite wave, you need to be very clear on the rules. I can send you those rules. I'll search on my, I think I have somewhere in my presentation. I'll search those rules and then you can use those rules. Because elite wave is not simple.
okay.
The most complex, one of the most complex ways of doing technical analysis.
Is it this one the same one, Naval bhai?
No, this is something which I shared,
Okay,
but there are certain rules which I made in the presentation when I was trying to give a YouTube session.
okay.
So I'll
I'll
just
look into that. Yeah.
I'll just check where are those rules, and those rules gives you a very clear definition of what should be the cycle, what should be the retracement, what should be the extension. The rule wave one should be the smallest, wave two should be the longest one. That should be at least 1.61%. So there are specific rules which are there for, and then
Okay.
could be waves into waves. There will be a super wave, and that's why I stopped doing it because it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, even like it is going like, but what I observed is it is consistently getting the 51 is giving good the point null by. So if you observe, yeah, in this uptrend while it was going down, it got supported 50%. It went first. So again then I drew an extension. In extension, first it got rejected at 38. It again tried. Once it broke this extension 0.38 fib extension, it directly went and tested 61 fib.
Yeah,
And
these are the
but
rules. These are rules I told you, right?
uh-huh,
After 38, 50 is least important. Once you cross 38, you will get at 61. If you cross 61, you will end up hitting 100. If you fail at 61, you will come back at 23.6. So
it
these
comes
are
to
the rules.
23.6. Okay.
So these are the rules which you need to keep in mind. If
Hmm.
you use Fibonacci with edit wave, it's going to work out like, but it's a little more time consuming and complicated. That's why I started using regression channel, because regression
Okay.
channel gives me that flexibility, as well as I'm using that trend like a wave, because regression channel is a directional move,
Channel.
right? And it's a channel where I can see the directional move going up or going down. Now, when I'm using that in conjunction with the Fibonacci, it gives me almost a similar levels to Elliott wave. And that's why if you see the levels which I post, they are really, really clean.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Okay. I'll read about I'll read about it more, and I'll
Read
try to
about
get.
more rules and try to put them in a piece of paper in front of you, so that when you are doing this evaluation, just keep those things in mind.
Okay.
Because it's not going to be 100%, but there is always 10-20%
Hmm.
wiggle room where you can say, oh, it's like 38-50, chalta hai. Let's take it. Okay,
Okay. Yeah. That's it from my side, Naval bhai. Thanks.
no problems. Has anyone else who has any questions for me? Otherwise, I'm gonna call it a night, and I'll post this information on Twitter. I would request you to please retweet it if you like the content. I have only DAL questions, so I'll cover that. Earning wise, I have a seriously bad luck. So I don't want to jinx you, but it's looking out for a breakout. It's an inverted head and shoulders breakout for Delta. It's rightly breaking out, might hit 44. But problem is that these companies have run a lot in the last few days. So if it retraces to 37, that will be a really good entry point for going long for 44 in the long term. Long term meaning a month or into the summers. Anyone has any other question? Okay, Jeremy said with central bank selling asset, no leaps. Yep, that is absolutely correct. All right, guys. Thank you. Monday is off, so I'll see you instead of Sunday night on Monday night. Thank you very much for joining in, and all the very